The lasers seem awfully close to the large American flag. What if there's a draft? Sure, leave these cameras operational, but shoot the others with utter snot. Makes total sense. Morty's laser cannon is aimed upward, but by the time the beam takes out Abe, Bell, and Liberty, it has managed to shift trajectory enough to cause me to sin every possible person, place, or thing that was in the line of this plot shot. Also, with weapons like that, it almost makes you wonder why taking out any of the other decoy families or sperm monsters in previous episodes was a big deal at all.
It was a Trojan horse, Morty. Never trust the French.
That's racist. Once again, all kinds of is going down at the Smith's house, and there are no nosy neighbors to be seen. Has anyone that works on this show lived in the suburbs? There'd be like a watch party barbecue going on next door with at least 20 to 30 people in attendance. There'd probably even be a bounce house rented to keep the kids occupied.
Well, happy Thanksgiving to me.
Celebrating yourself.
Can't wait to see what a shimmer does to my prostate.
Shimmering your prostate. I don't even know what that means, but certainly it's sinful. Synchronized digital exposition. Sync-digital position?
Coop, not on Thanksgiving.
How would she know who was calling Coop? Does he have a specific vibration pattern for turkey time?
That little race car driver you got bacon in your belly. What world you want him rearing up in?
Parental predestination. What happened to the clothes they were wearing? Did they meld into the skin of the turkey? Because when they get turned back into humans later, they're no longer wearing the clothes. Yeah, it's cartoon, blah, 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 but have you watched this channel before?
All due respect, sir, I know flesh when I see it.
Those flesh-covered robots should buy us some time.
But where did Rick get the flesh? You know what? Some things are okay to be left unsaid. I'll still sin it for lack of explanation, but I'll be okay not knowing about Rick's Leatherface practices.
Ship, go stealth.
But only after flying directly overhead so we can clearly see where you are in relation to your mission. And forget about asking how the ship escaped the bubble back home unnoticed. We don't ask those kinds of obvious plot hole questions anymore.
Turkey Marines. The president came to play.
But you knew this already, right? I mean, you did the entire expositional plan thing and even showed
Fully armed Marines.
Who won't recognize me.
So why a shock? Let it be known that it cannot be an official episode of Rick and Morty until a questionable egg dish has been placed on their dining room table.
That's weird. ID chips for Fincher and Rodriguez are glitching.
Yeah, super weird that you've not been monitoring them the entire time. You've turned men into turkeys, people. Watch their f***ing vitals. Wearing heels on a lawn. Also wearing socks with heels on the lawn.
Here comes dipshit, right on schedule. Nothing can go wrong now.
Aside from things immediately going wrong, I'm curious how the original plan would have gone from here. In order to be pardoned, Rick would have to be the selected turkey. How does he plan to stand out? How would he have ensured that he was going to be selected? I know it's not sexual favors. Turkeys are notoriously selfish lovers.
Hold your positions, it's a feeding frenzy.
The blueberries have been available in this dish for any of the birds to eat at any point. So why would their sudden presence on the ground initiate a food frenzy? I hate to be morbid, but if you use the angle of the gun barrels as a guide, every bird in this pit should be dead now.
Sir, we are losing the mental game down here.
The mental game? I think your bigger issue is that someone up the chain forgot to mention there were people inside turkeys in this chamber, and that all machine guns should be turned off. Because bird stomachs are just filled with air, so when you punch them, whatever is inside just cannons outward. Super scientific. Does anyone find it suspicious that the laboratory now only has 6 Turkifier thingamajigs? They didn't know 2 of their own wouldn't be returning, did they? But why does this turkey look anything like the president when it's transformed? The pill was simply a transmitter assigned to the president. There was no mention of it being DNA encoded, and why would it be?
Look at this dumb piece of shit.
Earlier, humans had no issue communicating with the Marines in turkey form, but now they can't understand the president. Sounds like a load of turkey to me. So, to be clear, the president planned to straight up murder Rick and Morty for charring a little piece of the Constitution and activating a war machine that he doesn't actually care about in the first place? I know, questions like this matter about as much as questioning fire under the ocean in a SpongeBob episode. But still, why is there fire under the ocean?
I thought we already rehumanized all the Turkified Marines.
Forgetting Fincher and f***ing Rodriguez.
I am selling New York to France and giving all of the money to Congress.
I want to sin the idea that these tactics would prove to be this simple, but sadly I'm more inclined to believe they really are this simple.
That's right, murmur. And when you're done, get me some pants.
Perhaps the most confusing part of this episode is how Rick managed to turn the president back into a human without a lab. We skip over any transformation explanation entirely, and you just know that wherever they went had something that would have worked for clothing. But I guess if you have a dick, you really just want it to swing around. There is more bare ass in this episode than both Boss Baby movies combined. Also, why does Rick randomly have suits that fit the president?
There won't be a single bird left in D.C.
Something birds aren't real has been telling us the whole time. I can't stop looking at these two. This man's torso is longer than hers, but but her legs are longer than his, and the circular footrests are down so low they both appear to either be very short or the stools aren't made correctly, and wow, his hair grew back quickly.
Sir, we've got Rick and Morty coming in what appears to be an unlicensed Star Wars AT-AT, or as the millennials say, AT-AT.
Ah yes, the is Die Hard a Christmas movie argument for Star Wars fans, except it's even more annoying. Pilgrims of the Corn.
I wish to explode.
This works.
Aw, they love each other.
Perplexing, sure, but even more confusing may be the fact that the far superior race of aliens willingly returns to their secret chamber to re-enter some sort of cryogenic status so they can be called upon again at some point in the future by a civilization that they do not have to support. Kids.
I don't know what the hell that is, but I'll lick it anyway.
My cabbages! This place is worse than Omashu!
Locate the president's chip.
Roger, roger.
What's our vector, Victor?
I'm here today at the, because the Earth has been attacked. My military advisors at the Pentagram have managed to do the impossible.
I need your clothes, your boots, and your motorcycle.
Wear 3 across the bed, not a stitch of clothes on.
I made it to Shell City, and I beat the Cyclops, and I rode the Hasselhoff, and I brought the crown back!
Whoa. I think my life is like flashing in front of my eyes.